24. So here we go. Irvine serving to David. Gabe just got ahead of that ball, and it's interesting to see Gabe Tardio playing on the left side. Gabe, known as one of the greatest right side pickleball players we have in the game today, teaming up this year a lot with Andre Daescu, and they have been phenomenal. That's great hands. Not going to get past Gabe Tardio very often. Gabe, some of the best hands in the game when you talk about a combination of quickness and power. I really love the move, the Burt that Gabe tried there, and I think he would have had it if it didn't clip the tape and then pop up in the air. So great to see the active Gabe Tardio out here. Super kid. Got a chance to play with Gabe last year in Mesa, Arizona. Such a wonderful, supportive kid, and he's worked so hard. Plays a lot with J-Dub and Dylan and Georgia. And that just clips the tape and into the Vivienne David chest. She really had no chance to react to that ball, and ended up 2 feet higher than what her initial read was.
Second serve. 1-1-2.
1-1-2 here in early stages of game one.
Side out.
Irvine with a couple of unforced errors on those thirds.
1-1-1.
So we are all square at once. And another net cork and a Vivienne David. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. Good to see Jessie Irvine back out here after a stay on the injured reserve for what felt like a year to her. But I think it was about 5 months.
Oh.
Of course, Scott Crandall works a lot with her back home. And Jessie, I always have felt such an underrated talent. Really love her game, both her physical game and also an extremely mentally strong player. Tardio showing off those great hands there again. What? Oh, what an unbelievable around the post retreat from Thomas Wilson. Yeah, that was all set up by a fantastic inside-out forehand cross-court drop by Tardio. Jessie reads it perfectly, steps hard middle with a terrific finish. So what a awesome 1-2 punch that was. Dave, just a lack of focus there. Unforced error, so you fall behind early, you can't afford these unforced errors. Not against a team like David and Wilson, who really don't give you any freebies at all, ever. Jessie getting a lot of that two-handed backhand drive, generates so much pace, and when she comes through the ball, she comes over it with topspin, so the ball is dipping, making the volley even more difficult for her opponent. Jessie coming to pickleball, of course, from a tennis background, and really burst on the scene in Southern California, getting help from people like Jeff Warnick and Scott Crandall, and so many great players out there. Hayden, of course, is not far away. Boy, a terrific around the post by Jessie, and an even better dig by Thomas Wilson, but he just didn't do anything with the ball. Popped it up, an easy finish there for Gabe and Jessie. So we were all square here at 3-3. Now that ball took an interesting bounce. Jessie rarely will miss that backhand cross-court slice ding. It's one of her favorite shots. Oh, good defense there by Tardio and Irvine, but she just couldn't handle that last ball with a lot of topspin, causing that mishit.
5-3-2.
Yeah, good return there by Jessie. This will be a 2 out of 3 games up to 11 win by 2. So after this first game, these players will switch sides.
3-5-1.
He'll get there. Really good play by Vivienne. And Gabe peeks over to see those toes, but Vivienne David all clean, says the ref.
3-5-2.
So that's a side out to 3-5.
Side out.
You don't see this many unforced errors by Jessie very often on her dink. She's one of the most consistent dinkers we have in the women's pro game. So I look for her to clean that up as this match progresses.
Second serve.
5-3-2 here. Game 1.
Side out.
Just not the best decision there by Vivienne, and usually she makes great decisions, but I thought that ball got a good foot below the net, and she still tried to drive it and attack it.
Second serve.
I think Jessie hesitated there, thinking that Gabe was going to take that middle ball with his forehand. Jessie take one more step closer to that net for that last ball, and then that'll give her a better angle of attack.
5-3-1.
Excellent setup and finish there by Tardio. Gabe telling me yesterday he loves this pickle paddle that he's gone to in the last year, and boy is he playing the best of his career, and that's going to sail long. We see what Gabe can do in singles, but or in doubles, but I've really seen an improvement in his singles game. You know, he gets to train a lot with JW and Dylan, and they play a lot of singles and skinny singles. And that part of his game has really taken on a new level as well, to the point where he's a very dangerous out, even in singles. And now he shows off his two-handed backhand, and then he looks over here at me in the booth with a nice little smile. He knows I'm talking about him. 6-1 here, game 1. Yeah, see how he follows in? I love that about Gabe. Nice hit there by Viv. Gabe read that initially going a foot long, and it was easily in. Second serve.
Point.
Gabe getting a lot of power. Good serve right to the line. Village's lob. These players are too young to be moving to Central Florida. Another big drop by Tardio. Defense, but even better offense as Thomas Wilson steps up the attack. Relentless. Great job there by Wilson, and terrific digs there by Jessie. One of the best defenders we have in the women's game. I have her right up there with Anna Lee. I would say Anna Bright and Lindsay Newman, who is a wall. Not here this week, unfortunately. Yeah, that's a beautiful shot. She saw Thomas covering the line with his backhand and then left the middle open, so beautifully recognized and executed there by the SoCal product. See Jessie's right arm wrapped up. Where she had her injury, and that's correctly called long. So a freebie there gets us to 7-5. Very competitive game one. Gabe doing a great job getting that ball deep and making Vivienne David's next shot very difficult. Forcing an error. Not the right decision there. That ball got a little bit low by her right ankle. That was all set up by a terrific drop by Jessie and Gabe. Going big in the middle. Yeah, you just can't dig it down the line to Gabe Tardio. He's too quick at making that earning move. It's just not worth taking any chance. If I was playing Gabe, I would never dig to him down the line, whether he's playing the right or the left. He's just so quick with that one step. That's going to sail way out. So we are all square. 7-7. In this highly competitive game one. We talked about this in the opening, that this was going to be a really close match, one that I really look forward to watching. Even though Wilson and David have had great success this year, can't take Tardio and really lightly ever and mixed, and that's a not well-timed freebie.
8-7-1.
Line. We're at the CIBC Texas Open, powered by Tixr. We are such a cool town.
9-7-1.
One of the most successful Costco's in the world, I'm told. Well, really good attack there by Jessie, seeing Vivienne sit on her backhand and tries to get it to that right shoulder area. Excellent attack.
9-7-2.
Jessie on the left side.
Side out.
Jessie very, very good on the left side as well. Often in women's doubles, you'll see Jessie on the left side. So both these players very comfortable on either side of the court. I'd say all four, actually. And Vivienne just ahead of that ball. Looked like the wind moved it by an inch, and she almost whiffed it.
8-9-1.
Great job by Gabe Tardio going big in the middle. Gabe is not only very tall, he has very long arms, and he can cover 80% of the court. And that ain't coming back, Thomas Wilson says. Couldn't tell if that took a weird bounce or if Jessie's spin just made that ball stay down. But you don't see Vivienne David miss with a return. I don't think I've ever seen it, actually. Oh, great dig by Jessie, but I think she forgot where she was on the court. She thought she was closer to the baseline, so when she saw that ball coming at her knees, she thought that's gone, but it was easily in. So terrific shot there by Vivienne David with an all-important side out here at 9-10. And a great leave there by Jessie. That ball sails way long. So they'll have a second serve. Serving at 9-10, an incredible comeback. Tardio and Irvine after being down early.
9-10-2.
Thomas Wilson miss a backhand dink like that very often. So I think that's a reflection of Gabe Tardio putting a lot of pressure on Thomas and Vivienne. I think he created that error. Thomas was worried about what Gabe was doing.
10-9-1.
So Gabe point here at 10-9-1. Thomas will get it. Oh, tweener. Great recovery by Thomas Wilson after that Ernie. I thought David was going to come over and rip a two-handed backhand, but no, Wilson gets back. That's going to sell way wide. So a wild forehand there by Tardio after getting some big eyes looking to finish that game with one swing of the bat.
9-10-1.
Gabe's like, chill, I know it's out. Yeah, Gabe. He said, good call.
9-10-2.
9-10-2. I love Thomas Wilson's forehand roll drive. One of the best in the business. Creates a lot of pace, rarely misses it, and comes over the top on his follow through to create that torquing topspin roll. just like that.
Side out.
What a first game. We are locked in here at 10-10. For today, tomorrow is gender pro doubles. Here we go. Yeah, Gabe saying that would have been out, and it would have been, but it's so hard to get out of the way of that ball that's coming right at your neck. With some good pace off that Vivienne David carbon paddle, so excellent attack ball from her.
11-10-2.
11-10-2. Oh, and a miss-hit backhand. Tardio had it all set up. Very upset at himself right now. So let's see if that turns the momentum a little bit here to Vivienne and Thomas as they get a side out, serving at 10-11 here in a thrilling game one. See how deep Gabe gets those volleys? And it's not only deep, he's got a little topspin on it too, so it makes the half volley reset shot from the baseline even harder. Yeah, great setup there by Irvine with that cross-court backhand drive and an easy finish there for Tardio.
11-10-1.
So another game point here. Oh, and they fight it off. What an incredible game. Tardio and Irvine after being down
That's my bad. I got it.
early. Stand court at the CIBC Texas Open, powered by Tixr.
Time in. Game 2. 0-0-2.
Oh, she actually goes ahead of that ball and pulls it wide. So a quick early lead here by Wilson and David at 2-0 here after two serves. So they're going to try to take a commanding lead here in this second game that they have to force a deciding game three. And there's three quick early points. So great job by David and Wilson attacking here early on in this second game. Gabe got away with that. Not a good decision to drive that ball from a foot below the net right to the middle to the Thomas Wilson forehand, but he got away with it as Wilson's forehand sails a foot long. I think Irvin's saying we need a new ball. And that ball is going to go to a fan, and the referee will reach into her bag of tricks and bring out a brand new Vulcan ball. Vulcan, the official ball of the PPA Tour. Folks, if you want to play where the pros play the PPA Tour. And if you want to see all the schedule, go to www.ppatour.com, where you'll find all kinds of instructional videos, the PPA Tour schedule, background of all the PPA pros. This is an annual stop for us along the PPA Tour here in Rockwall, Texas, just outside of Dallas. And this facility, I got to give them credit. I've been coming here for 5 or 6 years, and every year I come, they've made significant improvements to these grounds, both with the quality of courts, the quantity of courts, I think the amenities. Of course, we had some storms come in earlier this week that actually knocked down a few of the vendor tents, but you would never know it here, Keaton. It's been the fans are loving this. The crowd has really gathered here today after yesterday, where we had some inclement weather for about half the day. And even this heat, the support we always get here on the PPA Tour in the state of Texas is Texas-sized. I'll tell you, you go out to a restaurant here, everything you order, you get Texas-sized plates. Even the barbecue brisket here at the food truck, really good stuff. So the players are going to test a new ball here and find the one they want, and Jessie Irvine will be serving when we come back live here at the Oasis Pickleball Club. I think the referee said 3-0, but it is 0-3. That's a really good return, and a miss hit third by Tardio. Oh, he didn't miss it by long. A great eye there by Thomas, letting that ball go out. Sometimes the hardest thing in pickleball is letting out balls go out, because you get so locked into making that shot and making that volley, it's hard to let it go. Another great Burt move by Tardio. A Burt, folks, is when you jump across the kitchen from the other side and then land on the side of the court. So you're never really in the kitchen, you're over the kitchen. And that airspace controlled by the FAA is safe. That is not a violation, according to the FAA. I see Vivienne David make very many mental mistakes. When I've watched her play for many years now, one of the most consistent players we have on the whole tour, and you just don't see her making mental errors like that one very often. A little bit high of a drop there off the Tardio backhand. Let that ball bounce above the net, and very attackable for the Thomas Wilson forehand, which is one of the most dangerous shots in the whole game, and that ball does hit the line. She had to bend it like Beckham, and she tried, but it's going to sail just long. See how long she waited to hit that shot? Folks, that's the key when you make an ATP, is the longer you wait, the better angle you have. So when I teach that shot, I tell people, almost wait till the ball bounces twice. Oh, what a terrific attack ball by Wilson. Catching Jessie completely off guard. Not anticipating that speed up at all from Thomas. Yeah, good setup there by Wilson, and a terrific finish by David. So they will try to move on from this 4. talked about at the opening, this was going to be a really tight match. Wouldn't be surprised at all if we go to a deciding third game. Miss hit there by Wilson with the win, moving that ball. 1-4-1. Another miss hit, backhand drop by Tardio. But they got another serve here at 1-4-2. About this earlier, another dink in the net. Just surprised to see how many dinks where these players are not respecting the net. One of the phrases I like to use when I teach, because what I mean by respecting the net is give it some more margin for error. There's no reason to aim a ball above the net. Like a lot of people think they want to keep their dinks really low, so their brain targets a low shot by the net and they make a lot of net errors. And you're done. Once the ball goes in the net, you're done, folks. So give a little more margin. Give a little more respect for that net. Like that. That's the margin I like to see right there. And right there. Yeah, I thought it was long from our angle. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be overruled. I think that ball was long. Jessie and Gabe both called it. Yeah, I don't think the referees had a good enough angle because, you know, the main referee, they're trained to be watching the kitchen line, folks. So if you're wondering why a lot of those calls.
Time in. 4-2-2.
Another court off the top of the tape. That's the 6th or 7th one we've had already in this match. And that ball goes over the side fence under the bleacher. So with it being kind of wet underneath there, I would highly recommend they get a new ball here. And Jessie Irvine will indeed pick out a new ball that has been soaking in some colder water. And they do that to keep the balls fresh and not in the sun, because if they sit in the sun too long, they start to get a little bit warm and a little bit soft. Any ball does. So that's why, if you're wondering, folks, on the live stream, that's why they're keeping the balls both on center court and on this grandstand court in a cooler.
I call for more balls.
Vulcan just doing a super job with advancing technology and balls. I'm told that behind the scenes they're already working on the next generation of this Vulcan ball that is going to last longer, stay in its round form longer. And you know, I love to hear about the companies always working on R&D, research and development.
3-4-1.
Oh, what a terrific poach by Jessie Irvine with that two-handed backhand drive. You know, a lot of us talk a lot about the development and research of paddles, and it's incredible what we've seen there in paddles. But I've said this publicly before, that I think that the R&D in balls is going to even exceed what we're seeing with paddles over the next 5 years. I think we're going to look back at 5 years from now and say, how on earth do we play pickleball with those balls 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, folks? Yeah, I like that shot by Jessie because she knows Thomas is going to be leaning left and sitting on his backhand to cover the line. And I like those drives down the middle. That's the 3rd or 4th time she's done that in this match. Jessie get in there now. Yeah, great finish there by Thomas. Thomas Wilson with one of the strongest forehand overheads we have in the whole game. I'd say that Matt Wright is right there. James Ignalowicz generates an incredible amount of pace with that, but Thomas Wilson is right there with anybody in the pro game on the men's side. So a little water got on that ball as it got to the grass line. So Jessie's going to dry that ball off, and they will have a second serve here.
6-4-2.
Serving at 6-4-2. Excellent volley there by Vivienne David, who loves that two-handed punch volley. So good at that. She will rarely miss that. So after a 4-1 lead, Tardio and Irvine with a 5-0 run.
Second serve.
And another comeback in game 2 here for Tardio and Jessie.
4-6-2.
4-6-2. Another example of the Thomas Wilson forehand. Folks, if you play against Thomas Wilson, you better be really careful about bringing anything down the middle or to his forehand that is tape high to the net or higher. If you're going to go to his forehand, you got to make him lift the ball. Otherwise, stay on his backhand. It's a really good dipping forehand drive off the Vivienne David carbon paddle. Beautiful shot.
6-6-2.
For some reason, Jessie was at the kitchen line and then retreated 4 feet, and that allowed Wilson to get the ball down to her feet. Not sure why she's going backwards there. That's going to sail wide. And with that, we are going to get a quick timeout. So side out here to Jessie and Gabe at 6-8. Jessie changing it up, going with a little bit of an off pace right into the Wilson chest, and Thomas not able to read that and was very late on it.
7-8-1.
7-8-1, game 2. Oh, look at the hands by Tardio, but he can't handle that. Vivienne David forehand.
7-8-2.
Jesse's got to be careful with hanging anything up down the middle. The one place you cannot go to Thomas and Vivienne is high in the middle, because Wilson's going to come in there with his forehand and attack. That's their biggest weapon, I'd say. Gabe doing such a good job going, what I call going big in the middle, where he takes that one step in the middle and tries to capture the next ball no matter where it is. Learned that from Jessie, who's one of the best in the world at that. And there you have it again. Seeing Wilson moving left, sitting backhand. Gabe drives it past the right hip of Thomas Wilson and rolls it through a topspin. Beautiful shot, and I love the pace that he hit it with. He didn't overhit it. Yeah, they didn't come back. Nice punch there by Wilson. So as the drama builds on the grandstand court here at the CIBC Texas Open, the crowd has gathered. Oh, and a miss hit off the tape, then almost clips the line, has Wilson shaking his head in disbelief as we are all square. 8-8, second serve. It's the no-go zone, Jessie. Oh, what a get. Oh, and Gabe hit another out ball. It would have been, I least 2 feet out. And Gabe and Jessie laughing it off this time. It's the 5th time Jessie has yelled out, and now she's saying, don't you dare touch the next one. Yeah, you don't want to be getting into hand battles with Gabe Tardio, Vivienne. Gabe drilling a lot with J-Dub, and they do this hand battle drill where they both stand at the kitchen line, and they'll go 30, 40, 50 shots without missing. Really good counter there by Jessie. Sitting on that two-handed backhand generates a huge amount of power off that engaged paddle that she controls so well. Love that shot. So another point. Trying to close out this match and move on here on Mixed Pro Doubles Day. And that is not going to help their cause with a fluffy third shot drop that is 3 balls too high and an easy finish for Vivienne David. And the ball gets back in the wet grass again. They're going to try to dry this off. And Tardio will have this ball on his hands. Try to get to it. Oh, and he got the ball he wanted and plucks it in the net, which will bring a side out here and an opportunity for Vivienne and Thomas. Really good leave there. I can't imagine how Thomas didn't hit that forehand. But it was a good eye as it sails long. Another mishit third. Goes in the bottom of the net. So second serve here.
992.
Oh, and a little miscommunication there. I think Tardio thought that Thomas was going to go with the inside-out forehand, going to the Tardio backhand. So Gabe, leaning hard left, could not recover. 10-9-2. Oh, that's going to sail way out. So a few loose errors costing Gabe and Jessie that game after a game. Here we go. Jessie serving at 0-0-2. Start of game 3. I don't know why Gabe is hitting out balls and letting in balls go. So let's see if he can clean those decision making up here as this third game progresses. I think it's gotten in his head a little bit that he's hit so many balls that were going out. Now he's not committing to his decisions. Yeah, that ball was in. It's a good attack by Irvine. Second server at 0-0-2. Oh, we've seen a lot of mishits here today, and yeah, there's some wind, but it's not like it's 20-mile-an-hour winds. We've got about a 7-8 mile-an-hour wind with gusts at about 16 to 17. So we've played in much worse conditions than that, but I do think it is affecting the ball enough that's forcing some of these mishits. Oh, when it clips the tape and sails wide, that would have been a really good shot if it didn't clip the tape.
One
1-0-1, game 3. Nice drop, but I'd like to see Jessie get to the line a little quicker. Now they're in a really tough position. So, folks, once you make that successful third shot drop, you really need to close to the kitchen line a little quicker than what we're seeing here today in a number of occasions, because that puts more pressure on your opponent. And if you get a ball that gets fluffed up a couple of balls too high, you're in a position to attack it. If you're 4, 5, 6 feet behind the kitchen line, now you don't have a good angle to attack. See where Gabe put that ball. He saw Vivienne sitting on her two-handed backhand waiting to attack on that two-handed counter, and he went to the right side of her body. Oftentimes you hear in pickleball, oh, keep it to their backhand, keep it to their backhand. I totally disagree. If someone's sitting hard backhand, go to their forehand side. Make them transition that paddle and that grip. That takes time, and there's very little time when you're driving the ball from the kitchen line to your opponent who's at the kitchen line. 1-1, early stages of game 3. I believe a berth in the semifinals is on the line here in this match. We'll take a look at the bracket and give our live stream viewers an update here on Pro Mixed Doubles Day. Three, 1-1, early stages. Game 3. That's a situation where if Jessie's going to stand there, she's going to get a lot of balls on her shoelaces and at her ankles that make it a pretty tough dig for her. Yeah, that's really good pressure there by Tardio. Hit third shot drop off the backhand side for Tardio. 1-4-1. Another uncharacteristic, unforced error. So as we check out the bracket here after this point, give our live stream viewers an update. Tardio looking for the Ernie. Recovery there by Jessie. Oh, look at the hands. What? Oh, what incredible defense there, and what a point. So whoever wins this match will advance on to play the winner of the match that's going on center court right now of J.W. Johnson and Sister Georgia taking on Jade Kawamoto and Fed Stocksford. What a battle that is, with Fed and Jade taking game 1, and they're in the early stages of game 2. Of course, number 1 seed. Annalie Waters and Ben John's just been rolling all day long. And as we look at the rest of this mixed doubles pro bracket, give our viewers an update here. Oh, and Jessie's wondering if that was a throw and if there was multiple contacts made. So Gabe and Jessie
Not a
thinks
carry.
this should have been a violation.
That's like the bench one. It's okay.
But I think it was more of a shank than it was a throw. So that call is going to stand. And of course, our number 1 seed, Annalie and Ben, have moved on. And now they're next going to take on Anna Bright and Tyson McGuffin, who just had a great battle over Leia and Hayden on center court right next to us. I like that move by Viv. Oh, look at the defense. Oh, and Thomas Wilson with his classic forehand puts it away. Wow, of course, Tardio and Irvine coming in today as the number 7 seed have had a terrific day here. Yeah, that's an excellent inside-outside, two-handed cross-court backhand winner by Jessie. And earlier on this grandstand court, our audience got to see live Jade Kawamoto and Fed Stocks was taking down Matt Wright and Lucy Kovalova, the 8th seed, coming into the Slovakian special, and her Wichita, Kansas partner, Matt Wright, go down in that quarterfinal match. Such a deep field here at the CIBC Texas Open here on Mixed Pro Doubles Day. Excellent attack ball there by Thomas Wilson off that two-handed backhand. Five, 4-1. One more point and they will switch sides. And there you have it. So these players will get a little bit of a break here. They'll be able to towel off. Greatest stops we have along the PPA Tour. And of course, the PPA Tour's headquarters are right here in downtown Dallas. And Tom Dundon bought the PPA along with Pickleball Central. Of course, moved the headquarters here to the downtown Dallas, Texas area. Really have grown. The PPA Tour hired a lot of new staff over the last year. And of course, pickleball continues to explode globally. It seems every month I get a new call or an email from a new pickleball club in Europe or Asia. Even Africa, India has just really grown their pickleball program. So I get asked constantly in interviews, you know, what inning are we in this whole pickleball growth? And I still say we're only in the second to third inning. We got a long way to go in pickleball. I think there'll be 150 million pickleball players 2 years from now. Right now, we're maybe at around 40 in my estimation. So still early on here in this pickleball explosion. That's one of Jessie's favorite shots. That would have been close. I think that might have been in. Jessie's so good at that inside-outside forehand. Very difficult to read. And a lot of credit for Thomas Wilson staying home on that one and reading it correctly. So I think that brings us to 4-6-2 in this deciding third game. so much riding on this because the loser has no chance of getting into this gold medal match, and the winner advancing to the semifinals. And that's not going to help the Tardio and Irvine cause there with another backhand third miss hit in the net. Jessie just hung that forehand dink up 2 feet too high, an easy put away for Vivienne David.
7-4-1.
7-4-1. They're 4 points away from moving on. Oh, that ball got behind Wilson, which made that dink so much more difficult. Folks, when you're hitting a dink, you always want to make contact in front of your body. I call that area the impact zone in front of you. You never want that ball to get to your feet or to your body, and of course, never behind you. Try to always make contact in that impact zone in front of you. Good volley there by Jessie. Oh, and Wilson and Vivienne think they have it in, but Jessie and Gabe calling that out. It looked good to me from this angle. Vivienne and Thomas are going to challenge us. We have no video replay on the grandstand court, but they can appeal to the referees.
After this match, just watching. It's going to be this now.
The head referee does overturn that call, so that will be a point for David and Wilson to get them to 9-4. Gabe, very upset about this, is saying that that ball was clearly long and telling Thomas that when you watch the replay of this match, you'll see it was out. So, controversy here as they try to close out this third game. Tell that call bothered Gabe Tardio, and he mentally was still thinking about that. He's very upset right now, and we'll see if we can